Hi, and welcome to Mindful, Beautiful, and Thriving, a podcast series by Tharaka Foundation focused on youth mental health. Before we begin today's episode, I just wanted to let you all know that all content that is found in our podcast is created for informational purposes only. This content is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, treatment, or therapy. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition, and never disregard professional medical advice or delay in seeking it because of something you have heard in this podcast. Thank you so much, and without further ado, let's get started.
Thank you, Sister Rini, for joining me today. I'm very excited to start a new mindful parenting series with you because I know a lot of parents need help. They don't have maybe time, busy schedules, working, both working, one working, all kind of things are happening around. And I felt compelled to, give them some tidbits what I experienced during my parenting journey. And I thought I will reach out to you and together we can chit chat and people can learn from our journeys. So thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you, Sister Punam, and it's really an honor to be with you. So thank you very much for inviting me.
Absolutely. I wanted to first, let other people know a little bit about you because they might be listening to you for the first time. Little bit background about you and your mother of two lovely, beautiful daughters. Anything you would like to share with our audience?
Yes, definitely. Just a brief introduction. Just a few things I would like to mention that I started my journey of awakening, I would say, when I first started teaching English as a foreign language. And I was living in a foreign country in South America. And what I realized at that time is that to teach, I needed first to really teach myself. And that kind of opened up the door for me to really come from a place where I'm not a teacher, but also we are sharing some beautiful understanding with each other. So that's how it started. And then it moved to teaching Hatha Yoga. I started training to be a Hatha Yoga teacher. And then I found it to be very conducive with a day-to-day life also, not only that we are working on poses in our yoga training classes, but we were also kind of seeing how if we can maintain equanimity during the discomfort of poses, we can maintain equanimity even during the tough times and challenging times of our life. So that kind of also became a backdrop for me to see that how everything is so interconnected. And then once I started teaching Hatha Yoga properly, um, and then at the same time, I also was like I conceived and I was like kind of mother of two children. And once I was mother of two children, this training of Hatha Yoga, teacher training, kind of really helped me being the mother of two children also, because maintaining one's mental balance, maintaining one's stability in postures, believe it or not, kind of also brought this transmission from being a yoga teacher to being a parent. It was not always very smooth. Yeah. And it had its own ups and downs. But I would say that it really helped me in the sense that I felt that challenges will always be there, not just in situations, but also in your emotional life, right? And once I was the mother of two children, I could see that there was a lot of emotional upheaval. And that emotional upheaval was not because of the challenges that come with parenting, but it was from this deep desire to want to be a good parent, to not make mistakes, to be able to be the best model parent. And what I realized was, just like I used to fall in and out of my yoga poses, I also kind of fell in and out of being a good parent. And then I came across some more meditation teachings, and there was always seeking for truth. There was always seeking to be the best I could be, right? And to be the best parent I could be. And what I realized is everything was additive on my journey. Nothing was seen with an eye of regret. Everything was kind of, let me see how this parenting journey unfolds. And you can only do the best you can. You are always learning. And that is why I would say that whatever on your journey has happened so far, if we can just look at it in the light of preparation for parenting, I would say that you will start your parenting with no regrets. And you will start your parenting journey with complete acceptance of your own story, right? And when you start with complete acceptance of your own past story, then you will find that your parenting journey will start with the joy to share with the creation that you have with you.
Thank you, Sister Rini, for sharing your story. And my story is little different. And as we know, everybody is on a journey. So my story is I was born, raised in India, worked a little bit there, but when I came here, I was hardly, sitting at home for 3 months, and then I started working as an IT professional. And I was not prepared to be a mother, but I think it was meant to happen, and it happened. But as you're saying, I think that mental preparation or, acceptance was not there. So I suffered. I
Mhm.
suffered when I delivered my first child, my daughter, who is now turning 25. And that new country, new pressure, new relationship, new job, new role as a mom. And my state of mind was maybe not right. So I felt overwhelmed and went through postpartum depression. And then I realized, as you were saying, if my state of mind is good, my parenting will be good. And I do not want to go in stories, but the lesson I'm learning talking to you is, whenever and wherever you're starting your parenting journey, start it with love. Let past be past, no regrets. But when you were sharing, that story came in front of me. I am the mother of two. One, I was not prepared, not welcoming. And with the second one, it was opposite. And I do see difference in two children, because I do believe, whatever my emotional state of mind was, that child in a womb also was absorbing that. So, any thoughts on that from you?
Yeah, it's like, I would say, when do you start teaching a child? Is that what you're meaning?
I meant to see like the state of mind for mother
For the
is
mother.
deeply, yeah, deeply connected with the fetus in the womb, right?
Yes,
If
yes,
mother is happy, child is going to be happy.
yes,
That's my
yes.
belief system. Yeah.
No, no, it's more than a belief. It's actually very true. And I would probably start it even before that. So, not just when the child is in the womb, but when both the parents even start thinking about having a child, right? And when the first thought enters the couple of having a child, now in hindsight, I can say, and if I had to do the whole thing again, once again, I would probably just see it like that child which one is wanting to bring into existence, see that that child is already existing as that infinite being, right? Which will take and assume a name and a form, right? After maybe 9 months, a year, 2 years, whenever that happens. And so, really see already, the moment you start thinking of having a child, see that that child is already present with you as that infinite being, as God's infinite being. And then when that happens and when the child enters the womb, at that time, of course, the state of the mind is already so prepared that it's welcoming that infinite being. It's a miniature edition, right, of God's infinite being. And it's like you are living with that state of mind. And mother's state of mind is definitely connected with the child. It's literally one mind. You can say that, right? And at that time, if also the mother is living with this attitude that I'm not going to the world, engaging with the world to get my happiness and peace, but I'm engaging with the world to serve with my happiness and peace. I'm serving the world with my happiness and peace rather than using the world to serve me, to give me happiness and peace. Right? So if that attitude is already there, the child is receiving it all. Right? The child is so physically merged with mother's body. Right? And not just physically, mentally merged with mother's body and mind. I can say it's just one. So the preparation has to be even before you think of having the child. That's where I would start. And yes, Sister
No,
Punam.
thanks for clarifying that. But you just mentioned, mother's attitude should be to serve. But I do know during this time, mother also needs care, love, and if she's working, right? So that balance is important because sometimes, mothers or women, like they tend to ignore that self-care piece. They want to be the best mother, best wife, and best employee. So even though, yeah, this attitude should be to serve, but at the same time, my learning is first I need to take care of myself before I can serve others. Any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. And very beautifully that you brought up take care of yourself first. And for that, I need to know what that self is, right? That self is not like a bundle of thoughts or bundle of feelings or bundle of emotions, but that self that I am is prior to my thoughts, my feelings, and my emotions, right? And once I know that true self that I am, and if I'm taking care of my emotional life, it doesn't matter. I could be going to work. I could be interacting with people in the family, everywhere, friends, neighbors. But at the same time, I'm aware of who I am truly prior to my thoughts and emotions and feelings. And as that true self, I'm not affected by my thoughts, emotions, perceptions. I'm actually transmitting that subliminally to my child. That child could be in the womb. That child could be living me a 2-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old. In fact, it's getting transmitted to the whole world. So by giving yourself that self that you truly are, that undisturbed peace, that undivided, unconditional happiness as the background of all the emotions in the foreground. If I can truly know that truth of mine, if you have a choice right now, for those who are listening in the audience, and you're thinking of having a child, or some of you may already have children, if we can just know that truth of ourselves. It's never too late, firstly. And if we can truly know that truth of ourselves before our changing, fluctuating mind, who am I? Then from that space, I find that that is true self care, Sister Poonam. So thank you for bringing up that question that, that self care is truly going to help us take care of our children.
Thank you, Sister Rini. When I tell this to people, and as you were beautifully telling, well being is my being well, and well being aspect, as you said, emotional, physical, mental, everything comes in that well being part. Right. So when I tell people, they say like it's easier said than done when you have so much going on in your life or you have so many responsibilities. Um, it's not that easy to remain peaceful or remain calm or remain, the best to your abilities. And people do feel that stress. So my question to you, yes, you did mention, knowing the true self. But today, what I see, Sister Rini, there is identity crisis. We identify with ourselves with different labels. Like my name is Poonam, but sometimes I say
Uh-huh.
I am Poonam, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And I do work in IT industry, and I am a product manager. I say I am product manager. I am mother. I am a wife. I'm a sister. So all these labels become my identity. And when these labels are taken away, I feel lost, upset, or stressed. And then that confusion. Who am I really? Right? So anything you would like
Yeah,
to share on that?
absolutely. And then you beautifully mentioned just now that I am a professional IT manager, or I am a mother, or I am Poonam. In every sentence, you said I am, right? So that I am, which we are intimately feeling to be ourselves, right? If you really see, if I'm asking you to explain to me about your profession, you can beautifully describe it to me right now. If I were to ask you to explain to me about your emotions, and I'm sure you can beautifully define the emotions to me, right? And even when I'm saying, as Poonam, who are you? Can you please explain to me or define Poonam for me? And you will have a beautiful story mixed with good and bad about it, right? But that I am, that we are, is present in all your experiences, right? You said, I am Poonam, I am an IT professional, or you can even say, I am happy, or I am sad. The common element in all your experiences is this I am, right? And this I am is that if I were to ask you, who is it that is experiencing right now? If I were to ask you, who is it that is listening to this voice?
Sister Rini, what I understood on my
Mm-hmm.
spiritual journey, I am is a complete sentence,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't even need to go further. So
Mm-hmm.
when you're saying who is listening, there is a consciousness or energy, or people can put any label. So because of that, I'm able to listen, that life force, right? I'm able to talk, and if that life force is gone, there is no value of this body. So
So we
I do.
say, sorry to interrupt you. So here you said that because of that, and we are even labeling it, I am consciousness, I am that life force. Even those are kind of labels, just more spiritual labels, right? But that which I am is that common factor, unchanged factor, unaffected factor when associated with the number I am 25, or when associated with the role I'm a mother, that factor is the unchanged aspect of ourselves, right? But when mixed with an experience, it gets kind of mixed. So we think I am my experience, right? And that is why when we are saying that I am is a portal, I am is the doorway to either come from being that silent, unchanged presence into sound or into the experience of change, right? So for me, I'll give you a simple example and that will make it more practical, right? Like, for example, whenever I would feel an emotion, let's say an emotion of anxiety or concern is actually natural for the parents, right? They feel concern for their children. So if I'm feeling, let's say, anxiety or worry for my children, or even as a mother of a newborn, I really want to make sure that I am giving the best I can to my newborn, right? Then, if there's any kind of emotion that is arising, I am is the observer, observing that emotion which is appearing, right? That emotion is saying anxious. That's the label it's putting on itself. I am anxious, right? So anxiety comes up, but that which I am is aware of anxiety. I am not anxious. I am feeling anxious. I am aware of anxiety. So I am that which is aware of all my emotions, my feelings, my thoughts. But I am is unchanged and unaffected, although very intimate with it, one with it, but unaffected by it.
So if I can tell you my learning, Sister Rainy, like name it to tame it. That's what I learned in mindfulness certification or courses, right? So as you were saying, have that separation. I am feeling anxious. I am feeling angry, but I am not angry. Like I am not anger, right? The separation between the I am part and the feeling part. But as you were saying, yeah, it is so tightly integrated. Sometimes that confusion can happen. Like, and children also say, I am mad, I am sad. So, how do we create that more separation? And what I understand, every emotion scientifically proven also can just stay in 90 seconds. If we can just, watch for 90 seconds, it will just go away. But those 90 seconds, people do not have maybe strength to observe, but they get carried away. So, and then, that anger or whatever feeling they transfer to their children. So, how do we create that separation or have that power where we are not riding that wave of emotion? Any insights on that?
Absolutely. And I really like to use this example of, and we have used this example of the sky and the clouds many times. And I'll use two examples. So we are not really creating separation from our emotions. More than separation, we are seeing that these emotions feel very intimate and very me, and that's okay. So we are not labeling them as good or bad emotions or negative or positive emotions. It's not a mistake to feel worry or to feel anxious, right? It is just the fact of this moment that this is my experience in this moment right now. And I am feeling anxious right now. There's nothing wrong in it. This kind of stigma that is associated with feeling worry, feeling anxiety, something bad, and it should not be happening, is probably more harmful than anxiety and worry itself. Yeah? Because if that's my attitude towards the emotions and feelings that are coming up, that are surfacing, which is very much part of the human experience, right? Good and bad is part of the package of human experience. And if I am, my attitude towards these emotions within me, which are appearing and disappearing, appearing, coming and going, is a very welcoming attitude, non-judgmental attitude towards these emotions. Guess what is the baby, if it's in the womb, is receiving from you, or the children in your vicinity, seeing how you are dealing with your emotions? What are they receiving from you? A very healthy attitude towards whatever the current experience is in this moment. It is the fact of the experience, not necessarily defining my truth, but it is what I'm experiencing, but it's not what I am. So kind of creating that kind of a understanding that what I'm experiencing is temporary, finite. And what I am is ever present, permanent, and infinite presence, aware of my finite experience. I'm not trying to get rid of it, just like the sky is not trying to get rid of the clouds, just like the airplane noise. I'm not trying to get rid of it, right? It's just the fact of the moment. And if it is creating, let's say, right now, it may not be for me, but it may create certain irritation that this is too much of a background sound. Even if that irritation comes up, that which I am is aware of that irritation. Irritation is an experience, temporary, finite. It has come to go, just like clouds in the sky. They are always passing, fleeting in nature. I'm not separate from them. I'm not even trying to create a separation. I would say detachment really means I'm unaffected by them, but I'm always welcoming them. Sky is always welcoming clouds.
Thank you for clarifying. In fact, at workplace, we are running a campaign, Feel to Heal.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm.
Right. And we do tell people to be honest with their emotions and, oh, as you were saying, welcoming rather, right? It's okay not to be okay. I know Mental Health Awareness Month is coming next month.
Uh-huh.
So you said it beautifully that detachment doesn't mean separation, it means you are unaffected. But you mentioned a very deep point. I think that's where that spiritual wisdom is needed. The
Mm-hmm.
law of impermanence is there, but the body is not permanent, right? That being part is infinite, and as you said, all unchanging, always present, but this body is not going to be always present. I think that's where we kind of make that mistake, or we think I am this body. So in my journey, I think that was the awakening point. Like, I'm not my body. Yes, I mean, it is part of me, but I am not that body, right? I am that unchangeable or infinite, or ever present being. After that, I think when I got that awareness, like, then I stopped worrying about everything, like this body ailment or other things. So thank you so much for clarifying that beautiful definition of detachment. So to summarize today's conversation, I think what I learned, um, definitely take care of yourself first, and if you are thinking of becoming a parent, just visualize or imagine that child is already there, happy, healthy, that welcoming thoughts are wonderful to bring a new being into this world. And overall, no matter what age your child is, always first take care of yourself and rest will be taken care of. Anything else, Sister Rini, you would like to share
Yeah,
before we
just now
close off?
what you mentioned is it's like it's the very first thing to see, yes, that that which is the limitations of the body is not the limitations of the being that I am, right? And I don't want it to make it sound very philosophical or theoretical, but even in your experience right now, if we were to ask you, and if we can do a simple experiment, let us evoke a feeling. Let that feeling be, very briefly, I'll make you do it. So let us evoke a feeling which is creating anxiety or worry. Let's say that you are a parent. I don't know whether the child is in the womb or the child is 2 year old or 10 year old. It doesn't matter what is the age group of the child, because before our words, we are actually communicating with each other subliminally, right? Through our vibrations. And even if you're feeling anxiety right now, so we are evoking some anxiety, let that anxiety be there. But just see it. Take just one step back from it. Let that anxiety be there. We don't need to get rid of the anxiety, manipulate the anxiety, distract ourselves from that anxiety, avoid that anxiety, deny it. No, just let it be there as a cloud in the sky. Know yourself as that sky. That I am is the sky of awareness that you are. And that cloud of anxiety is floating. It's changing colors. It could be black cloud. It could be black cloud with silver lining. Don't be that cloud of anxiety. See that cloud. Be aware of that cloud of anxiety. But that which you are is the sky. Pristine, calm, undisturbed, blue sky. Aware of the feeling. What would that sky say to the cloud? Be the sky. Don't be the cloud and then look at the sky, but be that pristine, undisturbed, still, silent blue sky, aware of the cloud. It could be fear, anxiety, worry, whatever it may be. You may feel it in your sensations. Let that be there too. It's also part of the cloud. Is the sky saying to the cloud, I want to get rid of you so that I can know myself? No. All that sky is, it's just being itself. The cloud may be there forever. The cloud may take its time to go. The cloud may last for some time, change its form, may become from black. It may turn into yellow or white cloud. Is the sky disturbed at all by its presence? Threatened by its presence? Is its peace threatened by its presence? Be the sky. No, not at all. There's no agenda with that cloud. The sky has no agenda with that cloud because the sky knows I am that which I am. I know that I am unaffected, unhurt, unharmed. So I have no agenda with that feeling, with that emotion. It's when I believe myself to be that cloud, then as that cloud, the other clouds feel like a threat to me. When I take the shape and form of that emotion, I am that emotion. Then as that emotion, I feel I want to get rid of other emotions and this emotion. But when I see that emotion as that sky, I'm welcoming it. I'm not disturbed by its presence because I am that ever-present, undisturbed, silent presence prior to the cloud, aware of the cloud. And I embrace it. And I embrace its presence because I'm unaffected by it. And if you live from that place, the children around you, and then the whole world family around you is receiving that same truth that you are living. You're the lighthouse. You're living it and you're shining as that lighthouse. And subliminally, it's reaching and bringing light where there was darkness.
Beautiful. Sister Rini, if I can summarize in one sentence, be the sky. Thank you so
Yes.
much for joining us today.
Thank you, Sister Punam. Really appreciate it.
You are listening to Mindful, Beautiful, and Thriving, a podcast series by Tharaka Foundation. As part of our youth series, we will be releasing new episodes every month, so make sure to continue to check those out. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we thank you so much for listening.